y'all doing? So I actually put a poll up and asked what y'all wanted to see. And a lot of y'all said you wanted to see how my business started, how I started my business. So, you know, I'm in my room. As you can see, I actually designed it. It was a surprise for my wife. And she came home, she loved it. But we were talking about an accent wall for the longest. We really wanted a black accent wall. So I was like, you know, let's do it. But I did make a little list just so that I do not forget anything. So if I look down, that's what I'm looking at. I started my business in 2020. So it was kind of like a realization really of coming out of something that was, you know, I was depressed. I wasn't happy. I was in a relationship where I was doing a lot of the work. I was handling most of the finances, and I was 300 pounds. And in 2020, I was also in cosmetology school, and that's when they shut everything down. I lost all 3 jobs, y'all. Like literally got laid off of 3 jobs, and school became at home. Like we were doing videos and stuff for school. And I was just like, everybody the world stopped for a minute because of COVID. So I got into total life changes and I dropped like 60 pounds. I went from 300 to 240 within a matter of 5 months. Killing it. And I was a partner with them, so I was also selling it as well. And at a certain point, I'm like, you know, it's crazy what you learn. Sorry, y'all, my cat. Say hey. It's crazy what you learn when you're around elevated people with businesses. And I started to realize, you know, I didn't like working. I've always been a server. You know, my very first job was Little Caesars, and I don't like clocking into somebody's clock. I like dealing with my own money. I like the flexibility of creating my own schedule. So 2020 really kind of opened my eyes. Like, I really don't want to work for anybody. Granted, I do have a job now. Like, I work, I keep money rolling, but that's because I'm in the beginning stages of building a business. So 2020, I was just like, I want to start something, but I don't want to just sell something. Like, I want it to have meaning behind it. Personally, I have PCOS. Having PCOS and being bigger, it's really difficult when it comes to like, just off the strength of PCOS in itself, y'all. Like, the hormone imbalances, so I have different spurts of energy throughout the day. It is so difficult sometimes because I'll be drained. I will out of nowhere just feel like a bus hit me. No one talks about all the nitty gritty. Also, when it comes to your hormones, you know, I grow hair on my chin. Like, my hair gets brittle. The skin, there's a whole bunch that goes into PCOS. So I didn't realize that I also had an insulin resistance. So the way you eat ties into that. How you eat ties into that. So for me, fasting is a great route for me. And everyone's different. And you have to really learn your body because no one is the same. My plus size community, we don't really have anything for us. I kept seeing all of these skinny women, and great, y'all are beautiful. Y'all are beautiful. But you're selling things to big women that don't fit us. I'm so sorry. They don't fit us. Me buying a waist trainer and it rolling, it's cutting into me, it's pushing on all my fat. Like, it's no. So I was like, I need to create something that's going to motivate my community, that's going to be for my community, something that actually helps me and isn't just a gimmick to look good, you know. So my brand, and I'll tell y'all how I branded it as well, but my brand is plus size based. It's FUPA approved. It's long enough to where it doesn't roll. It's flexible. it goes with your curves. Because baby, I got extra, all right? I got extra on me. And we are a market that's not tapped into. Like, we are a market that people look over us and they're like, you know what I mean? So I was like, I need something for me. And in turn, that's my community. It's the plus size community. So I was like, you know what? I want to create a safe space for everyone to feel beauty, for them to know that they are beautiful, for you to know that you can achieve whatever you put your mind to. And just because we are bigger doesn't mean that we can't weightlift. That doesn't mean that we can't go to the gym. That doesn't mean that it doesn't limit us to what we can and can't do. So that's my why, is because I have been bullied throughout middle school about being plus size. And it's like, now I'm at a point where it's just like, okay, and I bet I could bench more than you. I bet I could leg press more than you. So that's where my why came from, is I really wanted to create a space where you can relate, where you can be like, okay, well, I can do this. If she can do it, I can do it. We are all striving to live our healthiest and best lives and to actually experience the world. So with starting, I want to do everything legit. I don't want to be one of these people out here that are just slanging tea or slanging waist trainers. No, I want a legit business. I strive for a legit business, and like, there's different goals that I have. And so I looked into how to LLC myself. I LLC'd myself January 2021. And, my Instagram, I've been a little woah for beginning of high school, 2014. So I've been a little woah for a good little minute. And I was like, I want something that's an extension of me. So at first, I did name my LLC All Things Amber Ellis, right? Because there are many different things that I want to get into. That's just my LLC. So my business, where I have my waist trainers, my detox teas, my sweat gels, and my sweat wraps, my workout plans, that is called Woah Beauty. And it's by AE, which is Amber Ellis LLC. So I LLC'd myself, and I got a registered agent to do all of that filing. You can file it yourself. I don't want to do all that, so I just pay somebody to do it. I really don't want to go through all the hassle, but I believe it's free. But I just got a registered agent, and I pay them to be my registered agent, because you have to have a registered agent. And then I also pay them to renew my registration every year and to file for me. Branding, because I wanted something that was an extension of me. So everything you see, like even with my bags and my logo and everything, I created it. So I sat on the computer, I sat there and I thought about how I wanted my brand to look. I wanted something that was gonna stand out, something that was going to be personable, I guess you would say. So my Woah waistline, the girl is a representation of me, because I used to run around with my hair just in this big lion's mane. I don't now. I still kind of do, but it's tamed. I've learned how to tame my hair. I have curves. I've always had curves. I don't want to neglect my curves. Even with getting healthy, I want to keep all of my curves. The girl is a reflection of me. And Woah waist is more so, I wanted you to see my brand, and I wanted you to see me. So I'm A-Lil on Instagram. This is my Woah brand. So Woah waist. Also because people are gonna be like, whoa, that waist. So yeah, that's how I came up with the actual line and the branding. Trials and errors and everything. When I started my LLC, so with business, I have actually been teaching myself everything. I have been looking everything up and just kind of learning and flying the plane as I go, I guess you would say. So when I did my LLC, I really should have, and I've recently learned this within the last couple of years, I should have got a business email, a business phone number, and a virtual business address, right? I didn't do all that. I was using a Gmail. I was using my personal bank account, and I had my personal business number, right? So that actually prohibited me from getting business funding and building business credit, which is essential. That's most businesses you see, they work off of their business credit and their business funding, right? So you have to have everything tied together. You have to have a business phone number, you have to have a business email, and you have to have a business address, whether it be brick and mortar or you pay to have a virtual address. I recently, because last year I kind of went through hell, lost everything, and we're coming up from that, and I'll do videos on that as well. But I'm building my business back up. I was able to get me through GoDaddy, I was able to get me a business phone number and a business email. I also, through iPostal, got a business virtual address. So now I just have to get a business bank account, right? And I'm looking into different ones, but I use Shopify. So their Shopify and their bank account, I use them, but they don't report to Duns and Bradstreet. Duns and Bradstreet, okay, so when you start your business, you want to file for a DUNS number, right? That basically lets the business world know that, hey, I'm an LLC, I am a business, whether it be S Corp, there's different ways to do it. LLC is the lowest one you can really do that still gives you those business benefits, like deductions on your taxes. But you want to file for a DUNS number and you want to have your EIN. You file that through the state. But DUNS number just lets everyone know I'm a business. And that's like the business bureau, I guess you would say. So with that, they want everything to match up. They want you to have that business email, the business phone number, and the virtual address, or else it doesn't all sync, right? And you want it all to sync so that whenever you do try to start building business credit, it doesn't need your social as a cosign. There we go. A cosigner. So let's say your business is not established enough. What's gonna happen is you can't just use your EIN. They're going to want you. It's the same with, going to buy a car and your social, like with yourself. They're going to be like, you don't have enough record, like track record. We don't really know you for real. So we're going to need to use your personal social to co-sign. And personally, I'm building my personal credit because it kind of got jacked up from last year. So yeah, that will be explained in a different video. But I'm building my personal credit. So my personal credit is not good right now. And I want my business to stand alone by itself. I do not want my personal and my business to get intertwined, because let's say later on in life, if someone tries to sue my personal or sue my business, they can't get to one another. So as long as they're not intertwined, we are our own entities. My business stands alone and I stand alone. So that's why everything, you want it to be separate. You don't want to use your personal bank account. You don't want to use your personal address. You don't want to use your personal phone number. You want an 800 number, business number, a virtual business address through iPostal, and an email. The phone number and email you can get through GoDaddy. You can also do a website through GoDaddy. I just use Shopify, right? You also want to trademark anything that you do. My business is trademarked. The logo, all of it is trademarked. You want to make sure all of your assets, all of your ducks are in a row. Make sure you do it right. I feel like if you're going to start something, be serious about it. Treat it like a business. It will pay you like a business, right? So that is one thing that I'm focused on this year, is building my business credit and my personal credit. right? Because later on, so like think about Walmart. Walmart, all they do is they get business loans, they buy a whole bunch of products, they put it on the shelves, and then you, the consumer, when you buy it, you pay their loan back. It is so hard to build a business. You know, people only show certain areas. People show the wins that they have, but there are so many L's, y'all. There are so many L's. Being an entrepreneur, there are so many pitfalls. There can be months where you don't sell anything, and then there's a month where you bring in 4K. Just randomly. And what happens with a lot of people that I see is that they give up really soon. The thing is, you can't. A lot of people that are actually successful have been building their business for 10 to 12 years. And out of nowhere, it just blows up. Like, you have to build constantly and daily, and you have to show up consistently. Y'all, this business is my baby, and I've been working on it for some years now. Like, I started doing business and building a name for myself since 2020, and it's still not where I need it to be or want it to be. God has a plan, and life always, you know, works out as long as you keep a positive outlook. And you're gonna have so many different L's, but then those wins, like, you really have to take in the wins and hold on to them, because that's what's gonna keep you going. You know, when I made like 3K in a month with my business, with just my business itself, I cried. Because, like, what? Like, no. It was such a major moment, you know? Even with me launching my product, my new product of the detox tea, like, it came in and I was just like, because what people don't see is all the L's I took behind the scenes. Like, a lot of people don't know what you go through when it comes to business. A lot of people don't know what happens, but you do. And, you know, all the disappointments and all the nights that you cry. I've cried so many nights, y'all. Like, even the other day I cried, because sometimes you really just you're like, man, can I really do this? But you have to remember that anything easy is not worth it. And building a business is going to take time. It's going to take consistency. It's going to take discipline. It's going to take every bit of you. It's going to break you down and then build you back up. It's bittersweet. We're just going to say that. But also, there's different ways and different things that help you with that. So, taxes. You can file your business as a loss up to 3 years, right? So that's where you're putting more into your business than you're getting back. And typically the first year is going to be a loss, y'all. Most likely the second year is going to be a loss. There are some people that, you know, because social media makes it easy now, that just blow up. And that's cool. That's great for them. But the majority, the masses, that's not going to happen. So you have to be ready and willing and prepared to not see anything back. First year startup, I believe I put in about 40K into my business. You want to know how much I sold, y'all? Probably about $2,000. Maybe not even that. So even last year, I had to not work my business the way I wanted it to, or wanted to, right? And I barely sold anything. And I'm being honest. Barely sold anything. Because I had a lot of things going on in life that I had to put my business on hold. I had to put it on the back burner. And the one thing about not being consistent with something is it gets forgotten about. And with business, you have to strive daily. Why do you think all these huge corporations send you constant emails? Because they don't want you to forget about them. And being a small business owner, you're more likely to be forgotten about. You're not, I'm not Gucci, I'm not Dior, I'm not Victoria's Secret, right? Yes, I'm trying to work my way up to that. trying to get there. But I'm a small business owner, and you have to work extremely hard as a small business owner. So just be prepared for a lot of L's. But I'm telling you, those W's, they make up for it. But yeah, I believe that's it. I want to get back into my passions. I want to re-love myself, because personally, that's what my brand is about. It's loving ourselves and loving the skin we're in while being healthy. So how can I encourage others if I'm not doing it myself? So this is a journey for all of us, and I'm on it with you. So yeah, I cannot wait to talk with y'all some more and give y'all some more videos. I am going to start posting more workouts, more healthy eats, and makeup, and business if you want. But definitely taking y'all on this journey, and I cannot wait to talk to y'all next week. So I hope y'all have a wonderful week. Stay positive, stay blessed, continue to speak life into yourself. Words are reality, y'all. Remember that, okay? And you can do anything that you put your mind to. So I'll talk to y'all later.